You're right on life in the Philippines, love between nation and God in the one nation under rule, one love.
Hello, my friends. This is BobbieD coming to you live from Philippines. I'm having an awesome time in the Philippines today. Hope you are as well. Hey, today I'm going to talk to you about close the sky over Ukraine before it's too late. From the Philippines, close the sky over Ukraine before it's too late. From the Philippines. Yeah. Now, today, my friend, is a very special day for BobbieD. It's my birthday, and it's a double for your trouble Friday. This is the second live stream we've had today. This time it's on StreamYard. First time was on the handheld on YouTube. But I want to talk to you today about a very, very important situation in our world today, and this understanding that we look at worldwide videos, motivational videos, Philippine videos, and what? Worldwide videos. For those of you here today, want to click on the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you continue to see fresh, new Philippine videos, motivational videos, and worldwide videos. Yeah, this is worldwide video. And the reason why it's worldwide is because it's happening, and the effects of what could happen may affect you and me, the whole world. Very, very sad situations going on. Russia has invaded a neighboring country, Ukraine. They want to take them back under the fold of the Russian Federation. Ukrainians are free. They've been free for many, many years, 30 years. They want to remain free. They want to remain a free democracy. And so the war has been raging for the last, 10, 11 days now. And many believe that Ukraine's time is running out. Recently, Russia bombed one of the main nuclear plants in Europe, the largest in Europe and the largest in Ukraine. And it was thought that there may have been some nuclear leakage, radiation that may have leaked, but so far they haven't detected it. This means that Putin has committed a war crime. He is now a war criminal. And the problem is, the people in the world don't want to call a spade a spade. They want to call it what it is because they're scared they may make Putin crazier and he may do something weirder and worse. Who cares? Huh? This shows that there are some cowards in NATO and there are some cowards that don't want to speak the truth. Because it's only the truth that's going to get you through any situation, circumstance you're in. Sit up here and cover it up all you want, NATO. The truth is this man, this gentleman, or whatever you want to call him, this dictator, has directed a launch of missiles on a nuclear hazardous plant in Ukraine. This plant we could have got a direct hit on the warheads, some of the nuclear warheads. And we could have been a whole other ballgame right now. The whole world could have been suffering. So we're going to look at this. Many people are calling for the skies over Ukraine to be closed. So that's the title of the study for this broadcast today. Close the sky over Ukraine before it's too late. There's always a point of no return. We haven't reached that point yet. So the question is, should NATO act now? Or should NATO wait until Putin attacks and tries to invade a NATO country? Question is, we can wait, but it might be too late. I'm here to ask you that question today. What do you think? What's your thought on the subject? That's our subject for today. Okay? Thumbnail for the day, thumbnail for the day, thumbnail for the day. Not a lot of folks here. We can be quick. Here we go. Thumbnail for the day. Ukraine, Russia. Yeah. It's beautiful skies right there over Ukraine. They want to close no fly zone. They want to close it down. That would now. The thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, if you close down the fly zone, the sky zone from Ukraine, that means that Russia will not be able to bombard them. And that any country, or Ukraine or any other country, would have the right, because there's been a no-fly zone declared by NATO, have the right to do what? Shoot Russian plane out of the sky. Now, here's the ramification of that. If it is true that they shoot a Russian plane out of the sky, Russia would take that as an act of war, an act of aggression. Okay? So then we're looking at a whole another level to this big double. World War III. Uno, dos, tres. Coming down the pipe. So this is a huge dilemma. This is a huge conundrum for the people in Washington, people in NATO, the European Union, and all other countries of the world. Now, Philippines, Japan, they may not be affected by what this one man is directing his army. Do we deal with this one man? Do we deal with the country of Russia? Well, what do we do to get this issue resolved? Now, because it's now greater than Ukraine, the things that he's doing could affect the entire world population. And I'm going to show you, I did a brief film, we'll show you, okay? Now, I'm done for the day. No focus film I did about how this would affect how the drop bombing of nuclear plants. And they have more nuclear plants in Ukraine. They have about 5 or 6 more nuclear plants, and that Russia is probably aiming at right now. For some reason, Russia wants to control the plants. And we know that a large portion of the plants control the temperature, and so if he controls the plants, he can turn off the heat. He can turn off the heat and warm for those houses in that area. So that's another way of bombarding, pummeling the people to surrender. All right. So the thing about it is, I don't think the Ukrainians will ever surrender. That's they're just a fighting nature people. So we'll see. All of this has to play out. Trying to anticipate, to understand worldwide event that's happening before our eyes. This is a very historical event. No time in the history of mankind have we been faced with a particular country attempting to use nuclear and warheads against us or any other country. And no time have we ever been where a country attacked nuclear. You watch this brief video, not long by country. And it's a video, my video is not, signal's not strong here on the motor, so if we drop, I'll come right back up, okay? One second. All right, here we go.
This is what Russia has already done to Ukraine. The Russian military seized the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. They have already damaged it with their bombs and missiles. They needed to threat the whole world. Have you seen the series about Chernobyl? Today's situation is a threat to the whole Europe. Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is 10 times larger than Chernobyl. Can you imagine the scale of the catastrophe? The consequences will be 6 times bigger. The whole world will suffer. Stop Russia. Stop the nuclear catastrophe. Close the sky over Ukraine.
You get that? 6 times worse than Chernobyl. 6 times worse. Okay. And as you know, they have that Chernobyl plant already have overrun it, and they have it under siege right now. Okay. So I don't know what the end game for Russia is. Many believe that they're trying to have another strong federation as they had before under the USSR. That Putin, many believe that Putin is going out of his rabbit mind. He's just going insane. And many believe that the people in Russia do not support the war with Ukraine. They believe that the people in Ukraine are their brothers. News reports tell us that over 6,000 Russians have been arrested by the Russian police for protesting the war. So I'm not in Russia, I'm not in Ukraine, but it feels like I'm there because I'm seeing with my eyes the devastation that this Russian military has done to this beautiful country, peace-loving people. So that's where we are. Let's discuss it, and we're going to ride train real quick. Yeah. All right, here we go. First man up in the house today. I forgot to do my thing. Sorry, y'all. We're going to talk. When I say 2-2, you say all aboard 2-2. 2-2. When I say all aboard, you say 2-2. All right? You ready? We're going to find out who's rough enough, tough enough, buff enough to be the first man in his house. Who that said it going to be. What's up? Murphy Hayes in the house. What's up, Murphy? First man up in the house. Murphy Hayes is number 1 today on the second half of the show. Second part, number 2. He's the number 1 guy. Goldfinger in the house. And what's up? Good to see you, Murphy. He said, hello, Bobby. He's upstairs right now. She's doing her thing. I think I don't know. I ain't gonna tell you. Why y'all telling it? So she's doing something upstairs. But yeah, Murphy, I want y'all to get your ideas together. What is going on with Russia? What is your opinion about Russia? What should be done in Russia? What can the USA do to Russia? What can NATO do to Russia? Is Putin in his right mind? What's going on? Let's go. Ride train by BobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Terry Fleming. What's up, Rain Man? Coming, Rain Man in the house today. Rain Man was number 2 this morning, and he's number 2 this afternoon. I number 2 just won't do, man. But you do just fine, Murphy. You do just fine, Terry Fleming. Just fine. He said, hello, sir, Murphy. What's up, man? Y'all good? Good to see you. Ride train by BobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Terry Fleming. He said, Russia is in Ukraine playing with fire. Ukraine has 4 nuclear power plants that are in play, not only in Russia, but for Ukraine as well. But as if Ukraine starts thinking if they can't keep it, that's the problem we are in right now. It's a very, very dangerous situation, not only for Russia and Ukraine, but it pertains to the entire universe. Also, it pertains more in particular right now to the people that are in Europe, Russia, Great Britain, NATO, all Romania, Hungary, Poland, Slovakia, all of those countries are involved right now because if one of their warheads, if they bomb one of the nuclear power plants and hit it, and that cell comes out, the radiation leaks. It's going to leak all over those areas. And then not only that, guess what? Russia's going to be in it as well. So why would you do something that would devastate not only another nation, but could eventually devastate your nation as well? That's a problem. And the larger problem is what does the world do about it? Do we sit idly by and let him do what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, where he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, when it's going to affect the lives of many, many people, innocent people that have not done anything? I mean, isn't that the wrong thing to do, not to do anything? And if we do something, what is it that we should do? Should we send our guys over there in planes and bomb Russia? Should we attack Russia? Russia has some of the most capable nuclear component warheads that they are in the world right now. I think they have more than the United States. So we're dealing with a very formidable opponent right now, which is Russia. And that's one reason I think President Biden is back in the HR. You know, Russia is calling the shots. You know, and we can't do much about it right now. Sit around and figure out what his next move is going to be. Huh? Let's go. Run train, BobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Terry. Thank you so much, Terry Fleming, for the donation to the nation. To right back up to my brother from another mother. Thank you so much, Terry. Appreciate that. But I'm very concerned about this situation. I got to today thinking about what's going on with the world today. Yeah, yeah. I see these people in Ukraine and the families get bombed up and all of the children and the mother and father gone. It's a shame, man. You know, I don't like it. And one person can stop it all, but they refuse. And they're only doing it for the purpose of power grabbing. Yeah. Why can't we all learn to live alone and get along in the world together? There's plenty of room in this place for everybody, you know, to do their own thing. So when you see somebody that's a bully like this, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, the bully needs to be put in his place. And the question that I guess I got to come back to is, how do we do that? Considering the bully has a lot of leverage right now, that he has a better nuclear weaponry than the United States. And I don't know how we let that happen. Let them get more nuclear warheads than we do. Yeah? But I need some suggestions. What do we do? We sit around and fold up our hand and say, I don't know, wave a hand in the air and act like I just don't care. We got to care, man. You can sit there and say all you want. Wait, well, I'm American, no boys, but just about there, you know, they doing their thing. I just watching it, let them do their thing. Yeah, but what happens if they hit a nuclear power plant? And then the radiation starts leaking everywhere. They can't control it. They can't contain it. What happens to you? It's going to eventually get all over the world. So this is a worldwide problem, and it needs to be addressed by the worldwide nations of the world, which right now is NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. They got to deal with this thing. And just sitting around folding your hands and say, well, we're going to see what they do next. That's not going to get it right now. The man is a madman. He's shown himself to be a madman when he's dealing with many, many lives and dealing with nuclear power plants. Who does that? Who does that? I don't care if you're going in a war or whatever. You don't touch a nuclear power plant because you could be blowing up yourself. Does he want to kill himself as well? That's the question. Does he want to kill himself and the whole world too? That's what he's heading towards. And the question is, I go back to this. What do we do? Or do we not do anything? And if we don't do anything, then what does that make us? Cowards? You know, what is the most logical line of thought, line of action for the world to take? In 2022, one man is resorting to things that they did over 40, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, World War II. He's Cold War here. Yeah? He's resorting to power grabs and stuff that they did back in the day. And he's taking himself backwards and his country backwards, and everybody's up under 2022. So what do we do? Question, what do we do? Ryan, thanks so much, Terry, for the donation to the nation. I'm going to try to, let me see. I ain't got but 2 signals, man. I can't do a dance, but I might drop. Thank you so much, Terry, for the donation to the nation. More blessings. Much love. Thank you so much. Ryan Train, BobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Murphy Hayes. Murphy Hayes, hello, Terry. What's up? Murphy Hayes. I said, those Russian troops that were caught and interrogated claimed that they had no idea that there was a real war. They all said they were duped into thinking that they were on maneuvers, and they were not. Yeah, I understand. That's correct. I heard that when I saw they actually had an interview with one of the guys. He said that they thought they were going to be doing training. They were not coming out here to be in any war. They didn't even know they were in war because, you know, in Russia, this televisions is state control. They control the airways, what you see and what you don't see. Russia controls it all. So they blocked all of that from them. Just like Russia has control where their people not seeing that people are being arrested for protesting. They don't see that. We see it, but Russian people don't see it. You see? So they're trying to make the world think that the Russian people are all for this war, and they want to dominate Ukraine, and they're trying to free Ukraine from Nazism, which is ludicrous. There's no Nazism in Ukraine. Ukraine is It's not a fascist state like Russia. And then the thing about it is, Ukraine is ran by a president that's Jewish. So how can a Jewish man be going for Nazism? It doesn't make sense. And it's all a big lie, a part of Putin's lie to control his people and to control doing what he wants to do. One man getting his will, one man getting his way. And the question I keep calling back to is the United States of America, Great Britain, Ireland, all of these other countries, are they going to sit around and allow one nation to override all the world by hitting one of those power plants? I hope the age not, because if they do, we all be up in smoke. Okay, we'd be frying and dying from the radiation that was done to leak. It'll be leaking out slowly. If they can control it, we might be all right. But sometimes they can't control it. If y'all remember, if you guys are old enough, some of you may not remember this, but Chernobyl happened in the 80s. And I was a kid back then. I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. Everybody kept talking about gloom and doom, gloom and doom, gloom and doom. It was an accident, a nuclear accident. And Russia tried to cover it up at first, you know. They tried to say it wasn't nothing wrong. And then they found out that it was a nuclear leak. And man, it was a hard time getting all that stuff done. But it was very touch and go for a long time. So that area is still contaminated. And they have to man people in there to control and measure the contamination on a day in and day out basis. So when I heard about them hitting that plant and controlling that plant, that's a serious violation and needs to be dealt with. Putin has now crossed the line, and he's a criminal war. He's a criminal of war. He's committing war crimes, wanton war crimes on innocent lives, and that's wrong. He's not supposed to target housing and residences. So he's targeting hospitals. He's targeting schools. He's targeting residential places, and that's wrong. Those are all war crimes. So, in my opinion, somebody's got to do something. Who does it? When they do it, I don't know. But you can't sit back and watch people kill with the potential of not just killing the person or the country they're attacking, but what they're doing now, they have potential of killing many, many other lives. Okay, but if they hit one of those power plants direct hit. Let's go right train, BobbieD. Murder, hey, he said, being used as a cannon fodder. That's all it is, man. He's killing people indiscriminately. And if you think about it, if you know anything about Putin, I'll take you back to Chernobyl, you know, the Republic of Czech, called Czechny. It's called Czechny, the Republic of Czech. It's now called the Czech Republic. Czechny. First time Putin became a premier of Russia, he attacked Czechny. And Czechny was a part of their nation, but they were revolting against Russia, right? Putin attacked Czechny, and the same things he's doing now to the Ukraine, he did to Czechny people. He bombarded them, until that place was no longer, it was almost off the map, and they had to submit to Putin. So he's the same playbook he did then, and also, if you remember, Putin and Assad in Syria had an agreement. And so Putin did the same thing in Syria. That's why the President Assad is still in charge right now, because Putin did the same playbook. Go in there, inch, and then bomb them with everything you got. And just using cluster bombs, you know that's illegal. He's using a vacuum bomb, you know, he's using illegal weaponry that have been outlined by the Geneva Convention on War. So he is a criminal. He's a war criminal, and I think the United States, NATO, European Union, everybody has right now the willingness, and they have the legality to go after him. But they're so scared because he could have his finger on a bomb, on a nuclear bomb, and knock them out just like that. So the whole world is a very, very delicate situation. And then World War III could be like that. And if you're under 60, you could be calling up. That's what they do in Ukraine. I don't know what they do in the USA. But if you 18 to 60 is being held for duty in Ukraine, so you never know. Let's go round train BobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Remember, he said, and the equipment they are using is aged and all darted and shows signs of disrepair. That's why they're breaking down. Yeah, man. Uh, the army of Putin is not the best trained, nor is it the best equipped. Okay, they have what they have in their favor is they have more. I guess you would say numbers. They have more bodies than they do than Ukraine. Ukraine has a smaller amount of people. That's why Ukraine is asking the entire world, come to Ukraine, help us. We need you to fight. And people are answering the call. People from America, people from Britain, people from Israel, everybody from all over the world is going to Ukraine right now to help them fight. So Russia definitely is not the best trained army at all. In fact, if they were a good, well-trained army, they would have had that country subdued in like a couple of days. So it's like the 10th, 11th day now. So they have been bad. They have been holding it back. The people that some of the prisoners that Ukraine has caught, they have shown them that they didn't even shoot. They just put down the guns and give up. They didn't fire nothing. They said, and then when, like Murphy said, when they interviewed the people, they said, we didn't know we would come here to fight. We didn't know we was in a war. They just called me up. You see, what happens is they have a lot of young people in there, like 18, 19. Them people don't want to fight. They want to party. And so they have conscription in, which means you're responsible to get in the army, whether you want to or not. And then when they put them in the army, they don't train them. They make them know how to march. That's it. Maybe get a few shooting drills, and they put them on a tank. Say, get on out there. So they don't have the best trained army in the world, military in the world. That's no doubt about that. Let's go right train BobbieD. See, Murphy, he said the military was not even prepared. No, they weren't prepared at all. That's why they showed so badly, and Ukraine made them look so bad, and it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing to Putin, and now he can do some things. Now that he knows he's in it for a dogfight, he getting ready to pull out the big boys, the big arm. That means he's gonna bomb, and then he's going to do some ship maneuvers. He's going to do some submarine maneuvers that bomb from the sea as well. So that's how he's going to bring them under control. But once he has captured the entire nation or most of the nation, that's only when the battle is going to begin, because it's going to be guerrilla warfare, and it's going to be hard for them to keep those people down. The Ukrainians are fighting people. They fight. They got old people fighting. They got young kids fighting. Teenagers. Everybody want to pick up something to fight with. And when you have a nation that's under army control that they don't like, they're going to always try to find a way to get out of their control. So I see that Ukraine is going to put up a big fight. They've already had done, and they will continue to do so. Ron Train BobbieD Murphy, he said, the owner does not care about his own. Putin does not care about his own troops nor anyone else. No, he don't. That's why he's doing his dangerous. That's why he's doing his dastardly things. He could care less about anything or anyone. And as evident as we can see, even his own people, he don't care. He's letting the estimates right now is that the Ukrainian government has killed over 6,000 Russian soldiers. Okay, over 6,000, maybe more than that by now. And they have, according to other estimates, only about 300 of the Ukrainians killed so far, soldiers-wise, maybe more citizens right now, but soldier-wise. So that tells you there's a big gap between the level of training and preparation between the military forces. So we will see how it goes. I'm praying for the Ukrainian people. I would ask you all to do the same thing, and that this war can be done quickly, because not only does it affect, I got good put. Yeah, not only does it affect those two nations, but it affects the entire world. As in USA, but I'm feeling the brunt of it here in the Philippines. Our gas prices has gone up about a peso for the last 9 weeks, and it's going up even faster. Food prices are going to go up, because Ukraine is one of the places that have sell a lot of wheat and a lot of agriculture too, all over the world. And everything is going to. They call Ukraine the bread basket of the world. That's how much grain and stuff they do. Wheat. Now, very, very soon, we may not be feeling the brunt in every area right now, but eventually it will get worse as we continue, as this war continues. I'm praying that somebody takes some action. It has to be a group effort. One nation can't do it all by themselves, or they would be in violation. That would be purposely attacking Putin, and then that's when you got China that might get involved because China is an ally of Russia. Okay, so and then that one you may have two real powers that are dictators trying to overtake the entire world. That's where we're getting into the possibility of a real war on our hands. And after just coming out of a huge pandemic, trying to close this pandemic out, now we're running into a major possibility of a major war for the world. Okay? So this is something to take note of, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know about it, you need to study about it, you read about it, because eventually it's going to affect you and me and everybody in this world in some way, form, or fashion. That's how the world is made nowadays. We are all what? Interconnected. And it's a small world. It used to be, I don't know what Russia is, I don't know what they're doing over there, I don't know, but we know exactly what they're doing over there. You know, technology has made us plain as day. We can see what they're doing in Russia. They can see what we're doing here. We can see, I'm in the Philippines. Evidence right now. I'm in the Philippines. You can see me plain as day. Yeah. So technology has made the world smaller. Technology has made the world more interconnected. We all depend on each other, live in this world together. And so fighting one another, especially as it pertains to nuclear warheads, nuclear power plants, is not the way to go. I suspect that some power or some point in time, NATO will get on the ball and they may do an emergency approval for Ukraine to come to NATO, and then that will give them the authority they need to tackle Putin. Because one nation can't tackle Putin by himself. It ain't gonna work. It's going to have to be a group of nations, just like in World War II. All the nations got together to fight the Nazis. You know? Everybody got together. It wasn't just one country. All the nations got together and fought. That's how we won. Okay, France, Great Britain, United States, all Ireland, all those countries like that got together and we beat the Nazis. We beat Hitler. Okay, same thing's going to have to happen. If we come through this we come through this with strength and we win, it's going to be a group effort. And it's going to start with NATO. So we're looking for NATO to be the point man to get out, and then they're going to have to make some approval to get Ukraine into the NATO alliance, and then move from there. All right, guys. I want to discuss that with you. That was on my mind today. I'll be talking to y'all tomorrow about visas. I'm talking about the visa. The one I want to focus on is the 9A visa tomorrow, because that's the visa that you will be getting when you come here. It's called there's several names for it. It's called a 9A visitors visas. Sometimes it's called a temporary visitors visas. And it's just sometimes called a visitor visa. Okay. So it's got several names to it, but it's all one of the same thing. I'm gonna talk to you about that one tomorrow and a few of the others as well. I've already talked to you about the SRRV, the resident retirees resident visa. I already talked about that. So I'm gonna hit that a little bit, but I'm not gonna focus on that a lot because I know a lot of y'all will be. There are also business visas. I think Terry Flynn was interested in that. I'll be talking about that. I won't be getting the business visa because you got to have a business connection for that. Okay, a big company, you trying to invest in a big company and all of that. But I'll tell you what it's about. So my goal is I want you to be knowledgeable of what you get involved with when you come to the visa is that you're going to get when you get in this country. So if somebody tell you something wrong, it's not. You get familiar with going to the Bureau of Immigration website. They tell you everything you need to know. And so I'm going to break it down for you tomorrow, long and strong, so you know what kind of visa you're getting and you know what you need to watch out for. And if you come here and you stay like, let's say you stay 20 days, 29 days, whatever, and you want to stay another month, another few days, you have to get a visa extension. Okay? I'm going to talk to you about that, what you need to do, with the BIP and so forth, et cetera, and extend you for another 30 days. Right? So those things you need to do, you need to know about, and I'm going to bring it to you right tight, long and strong, beginning tomorrow on the next live stream on the YouTube live stream. We have some more several hardware stores. We finally found one, y'all, they had what we wanted. And I went and see that. we're getting it. They already built the dirty kitchen outside, long counter, and she likes that long counter. She cook and stuff. Anyway, they got to cook the sink up with the faucet and stuff like that. They got a covering so when it rains, once they put that roof on, it take them about 2-3 days. Yeah, that's it. I'm done with that. I'll be there when I take too much noise for me, man. So that's it for that, guys. I just want to let y'all know where we are, what's going on. I had that on my mind today. And whenever I have something on my mind, I got to get it out. I got to let y'all know about it. Because if it's important to me, I would believe me and you like that, right? It might just be important to me. And so I get it out to people that I care about, want to know what's going on in the world, right? Ain't that right? There you go. All right, guys. It's been real. But I got to go. These upstairs doing their thing. I'm down here closing this out. That's it for now, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. BobbieD saying take care.